Hello children, hope you all are safe and fine at home. Yeah, be at home, don't wander about. Okay, if you are going out, don't forget to wear a mask and then frequently wash your hands with sanitizer and hand washes. Okay, so take care of yourself, stay safe at home. Right, today let us look into English. Yeah, so till now we have seen two sections, that is technology and learning is fun. Okay, open your textbooks. Now from today we will be looking into the third section, that is family fun, on to page number 42. Okay, section 3, family fun. The first lesson, young uncle goes to his village. So page number 42. So let us start off with the lesson. So this small lesson extract, it has been taken from Young Uncle Comes to Town. Okay, it's a book which was written by Vandana Singh. Right? So let's start. Summer had been washed away by the monsoons, and after a month of steady rain, the clouds receded to make way for the cooler season. So summer was finished, and now even the rainy season has completed. Now the season of winter has started. Young uncle began planning another trip, this time to his father's village, where he had spent most memorable summer as a schoolboy. So this young uncle, he wants to go to his village in this winter trip, where he used to stay when he was a schoolboy, and he has spent many memorable days in his father's village. Most of his family had moved out of the ancestral village home, but two of his oldest relatives still lived in the village. So, his ancestral village, he wants to go to his ancestral village. Ancestral village is the village where his ancestors lived. Who are ancestors? Father, grandfather, grandfather's grandfather, okay, generations before. Okay, those people, they are called as our ancestors. So, his ancestors, this young uncle's ancestors, they stayed in his own village. And now he wanted to go to that village to visit his two oldest relatives. Okay, and they were still living in the village. These were ancient uncle and his wife, ancient auntie. So the two people, his relatives who lived in the ancient village were ancient uncle and ancient auntie, uncle's wife. Ancient uncle was young uncle's great uncle, but most people called him ancient uncle because he was very old. Okay, as this man was a very old man, people in the village used to call him ancient uncle. And who was ancient uncle? Ancient uncle was the great uncle of this young uncle. Whenever they mentioned him, they would say, "Oh, ancient uncle," and shake their heads because he often did not behave like a dignified old man of 88. So, what was the age of the ancient uncle, children? 88. So, as he was very old, he used to behave in a little different way. So, when people used to come across his name, they say, "Oh, that ancient uncle." In fact, Sarita's last memory of him during one of his rare visits to the town involved crawling him with him on hands and knees under the dining table to scare the dinner guests. So, Sarita's memory was, what was her memory when she last visited? So, she has seen this ancient uncle crawling under the table with his hands and knees down and scaring the dinner guests. Ancient uncle had horses and cows, and there were plenty of family stories about their exploits. So he was also having good number of horses and cows. Exploits means interesting adventures. Okay, the children really wanted to go to the young uncle to see their legendary relative, but their mother put her foot down. So these children, they wanted to go along with young uncle to see the ancient uncle. But children's mother, she did not allow. She was against going to that particular village. What? Go see ancient uncle without me to keep you all out of mischief? Certainly not. So what did she say? What? You all wanted to go to meet that ancient uncle and that too without me? No. I am not going to allow you. Why? Because you do more mischief when you are with ancient uncle. But young uncle will be there, said Ravi. So Ravi, this boy, he said, no, mama, young uncle is there, na? Then also she said no. Young uncle plus ancient uncle means even more trouble. Their mother said grimly, and what about school? So what did she say? Young uncle plus ancient uncle. If both of them are together, finished. The whole world is lost. Okay? The whole world will be filled with mischief. No, I am not going to allow you over there. And what about your school? Are you not going to school? The children were disappointed. Young uncle reminded them that this trip would bear fruit and new stories, but they wouldn't smile. He told them 3 hair-raising old stories about the demon Gobarmal, which cheered them up only a little. So, young uncle, he was little sad because children were not coming along with him. Then he said, okay, I'll tell you a few old stories. What type of stories this young uncle used to tell? He used to tell the stories of demons. Okay. So, this demon, who was the demon? His name was Gobarmal. This was surprising because the Gobarmal stories were part of the family tradition and the children loved being terrified by them. So, these such demon stories were a part. In our olden days, we used to hear stories of demons. So, we would be little afraid, but still we have interest in listening to such wonderful stories. What long faces? Young uncle said finally. Alright, never mind. Gobarmal and his 7 eyes. Tell me what you want from the village, apart from the usual fine crop of tall tales, and I will be sure to bring it for you. So, young uncle wants to cheer up the children because they were not coming along with him and they were very sad. So what did young uncle say? Okay, fine children, don't worry, don't put all such long faces. Long faces means if a person is angry and if they are not willing to talk, they put a very long frowning face. Okay? He said, come on, cheer up. Okay, anyhow, I'll get some stories for you from the village. Apart from that, what do you want? What else do you want from the village? You tell me, I'll bring it for you. They decided. The 2 older children looked happier. So the 2 older children, they were very, very happy. They decided they wanted mangoes from more than anything because the village mangoes were the best in the known universe. So what did the children want? They wanted mangoes which were very, very beautiful in the universe, known universe. They grew only in special groves near the village and were large, golden, luscious and ambrosial, even enough to inspire poetry in the most prosaic soul. So here let us see the meaning. Luscious. Luscious and ambrosial means heavenly tasting, very, very delicious. So how the mangoes were? They were very large, they were golden in color and they were delicious, enough to inspire poetry in the most prosaic soul. Prosaic soul means simplest of the being. So with that tasty mango, any person can write beautiful poems, beautiful poems. Okay, such beautiful mangoes they were. But the baby, being more ambitious than her siblings, wasn't satisfied with mere fruit. She frowned and pondered. So, the small baby girl, she was not satisfied with the mangoes. Okay, she wanted some more also. That is why she has put a frowning face. Frowning means angry and sad face. The next day, young uncle's friend Yusuf came to visit. So what happened the next day? Young uncle's friend Yusuf, he came to visit. He was a wildlife expert who could make the most amazing animal noises and he always liked to entertain the children. So what kind of quality this uncle's friend had, young uncle's friend had? He was a wildlife expert and he was very good in making wonderful entertainment sounds of animals. Okay, this time he brought them a picture book full of all kinds of animals. So when this Yusuf uncle was coming, he brought along with him a book that were full of animals, pictures of animals. I am very worried about the Neelamgiri National Sanctuary, he said. It's a small protected forest, one of the last resorts of the Indian tiger. But each forest ranger I appoint to look after it leaves after a week or so and will not tell me why. So he was worried about the Neelagiri National Sanctuary. He was a person who was in charge of the Neelamgiri National Sanctuary. So he said many of the animals, protected animals, are being killed. So when I appoint officers, mainly the Indian tigers, when I appoint officers, they take care for a few weeks and again they leave off. I don't know what the trouble is, and unfortunately I don't have time to visit Neelamgiri. But listen, it's not too far from your village. Could you look into it for me, my friend? So Yusuf was telling his friend young uncle as he's going to the village, his own village, which was nearby to Neelamgiri National Sanctuary. His friend Yusuf wants young uncle to have a visit or to look at the Neelamgiri National Sanctuary once. Young uncle enthusiastically agreed. Later, when he was showing the baby the animal book, she pointed at a picture of a tiger reposing royally in a forest clearing. Dead, she said imperiously. So, this young uncle, he agreed for his friend's opinion. And then this baby girl was looking at the book which Yusuf uncle brought. So when she was looking, she saw the picture of a tiger. And she pointed out at the picture of the tiger. Reposing means relaxing. Imperiously means a commanding tone. Yeah, I want this. Dead means I want it. I can't bring you a whole tiger, young uncle said. They won't allow him on the bus. So, a young uncle was telling, I can't bring you this tiger, my dear, because they will not allow this animal in the bus. The baby pointed a tiger's tail. So, what did she do now? Okay, if you can't bring the animal, at least you bring the tail of the tiger. Dead, she said with a magnanimous air. I can't bring you a tiger's tail either. Young uncle said. The tiger might object. So, what did young uncle say? See, when I can't bring tiger, how can I bring tiger tail? Because tiger will not allow its tail to be removed. Okay. The baby looked impatient, so she was restless. Then she pointed out to the very tip of the tiger's tail. So now what did she do? She pointed at the tip of the tiger's tail. A hair from the tip of the tiger's tail. Well, I'll try my best, promised young uncle. So now what did he do finally? The girl, she pointed out at the hair of the tiger's tail, tip. He said, okay, fine, let me try. He did not know how he was going to do it, especially if the hair was still attached to the tiger. But a promise was a promise. So, 2 days later, young uncle waved goodbye to his brother and sister-in-law and the 3 children and took a rickshaw to the bus stand. So, this young uncle was on his way to his village, father's village, where he wants to recap all his memorable memories. Right? Hope you enjoyed the lesson, children. Thank you.